as time goes by.
The Four Quarters podcast. Today we're back to being triple threat because Connor could not join us. Um, we're going to talk about the trade deadline. It was yesterday. It was crazy. Thursday was crazy. A lot of trades. Not as crazy as last year, but one of the craziest trade deadlines. So we're gonna talk about, I think, like our 6 to 8 main moves. We're gonna grade them. We're gonna see how they affect each team. And yeah, we haven't talked about the NBA in a while, so we're just back to it today. And that's going to be the episode. So, first, we're going to get to the first trade, which was the Washington Wizards bringing in Trae Young, multiple time All Star. Um, Trae Young for Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. The Wizards swung big. And also, if you want to wrap these two moves together, they also acquired Anthony Davis. The Wizards really putting all their chips in to compete for um Jaden Hardy, AJ Johnson, a bunch of like
A
low
bunch of stuff.
guys and picks. So
Filler players.
A
who
bunch
would
of stuff.
start off? The Wizards are going crazy.
I want to give them an A- for this. Look, the Wizards have been bottom of the East for what, 3 or 4 years now. They understand that the lottery is just continuing to screw them over. Despite them having the worst record in the league the last, what, 3 to 4 years, like a bottom five record, they still keep getting screwed. They have not got the number one pick yet. And you honestly think this is just a big FU to Adam Silver about how the tanking system is in the NBA. And they're showing that they're sick of tanking. They don't feel confident they're going to get a top one pick or top three pick, and they're going to keep getting screwed out of that top four. So I think this is just them saying a big FU and that we're trying to contend now and sick of banking in the lottery to get us a superstar player. You bring in a guard like Trae Young, who's going to absolutely thrive with Alex Sarr, and now you bring in Anthony Davis, who down low that defense is going to be nuts with him and Alex Sarr. I got to give him an A- for this. This is a great move by the Wizards to pick up both Trae and AD.
Yeah, I have to agree. This is a I don't know what Dallas was thinking personally. I look at it in this aspect. Now you're gonna have an aging Kyrie Irving with Cooper Flag. You're going in a direction
I don't think Kyrie's
where you're gonna have to rebuild. They're going to have to rebuild at this point around Cooper, and they're lucky that he's Cooper Flag and he's been basically averaging like what 28, 29 a game over the past 2 or so weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's Nico Harrison. If it wasn't already for, if it wasn't for drafting Cooper and getting so lucky with that pick, I he should be fired. He should be fired come the off season.
He already
he
was
got fired.
fired.
Uh, he was fired
He's
already.
been fired. Yeah, he got
Preston, he's
fired.
been fired.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. It's been like that. Oh, yeah, that makes it worse. That means Dallas's organization is horrible. Oh my goodness. Once Mark Cuban left, it's over. Oh my God. I apologize. That like completely slipped my mind. That's how bad that team is.
It's a mess.
Oh man.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an A. The Wizards a flat A. Um, I think you can't pedal around and being lottery forever. At one point,
Yeah.
at some point, you have to either go all in or like look at the Hornets. Like these teams, you can't just pedal around being bad forever. You have to do something about it eventually, even if it doesn't work. And I'd like bringing in Trey. You didn't really trade anything besides Corey Kispert, who doesn't really. I mean, he's okay. You didn't really trade anything significant for Trey. I do think the Mavericks got a pretty good return. You got to consider this is a 30-year-old guy who plays like 10 games a year. They're not getting any prestigious young player. Like people were talking about them getting RJ from the rep. They're not getting RJ for AD. They're not getting any primetime player for AD at this point in his career. Not because he's not talented, but because he's just not on the floor enough. So you get AJ Johnson, first round pick a few years ago, Malachi Branham, another first round pick. He shoots 40% from three. Will these guys develop? Probably not, but you have a young player in Cooper Flag that already has the ability to make everybody better around him. As he develops, there's a chance other players will. And I think just getting AD out and freeing those minutes up for Derek Lively, freeing the minutes up for Gafford, who's also younger, is just going to be better rather than trying to work him back into the lineup every 20 games. So I think the Mavericks did probably somewhat close to the best they could for AD, and it's a home run for the Wizards. AD,
Oh
he's
yeah.
going back to 20.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's going back to 23 from number he wore with the Pelicans. So I think AD is actually locked in. He's ready to prove the world wrong. The general consensus on AD is very low after these last few years. This guy averaged 25 and 15 on an NBA championship team. He almost won Finals MVP a few years ago. That's what, 6 years ago now. I mean, he is, we're getting old, but he is a great basketball player. And Alex Sart is freaking incredible. Nobody's talking about him because the Wizards aren't good. This guy shoots 18 and 10 on like 60% from the field. He is a double-double monster. AD's been very adamant that he doesn't like playing center. Well, shoot, now you don't have to. You don't have to play center ever again in your life. You have dominant big. You got Trey Johnson, who's one of the best shooters in the NBA with the sixth pick, and you still have your pick this year. You could get AJ Abadonza, you could get Darren Peterson and add him to this team. Just like that. You go from, I think you should be a perennial playoff team. You go from battling in the West ever since the East, ever since you got rid of Westbrook, to a team that should be in the playoffs. I
Mhm.
don't think they're contenders. There's just too many bodies in the East. But I think Wizards fans would be happy with a six seed at one point. They haven't won a playoff series since Bill and Wall. It's been like 13 years. They'd be happy. And so, great deal for the Wizards.
Mhm.
I agree.
Speaking of teams that were pedaling in the lottery, going all in, we got the Utah Jazz trading a boatload of first round picks to get Jaren Jackson Jr. Who wants to start off with Jaren
Preston, I'll let
Jackson?
you go. Uh,
I will. This is incredible because I've never seen, never in my life would I have seen, Utah go in like this with picks. Like, I'm sorry, especially with their GM. Oh my gosh, what's his name? It's slipping my mind again.
Ainge.
Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge. Oh my God, he doesn't trade picks.
He
He
never
does
does.
not trade picks. He does not trade picks. This is a big, big deal. I like going forward. They have Keyshawn George, um, Laurie Markkinen, Jaren now. I mean, it's a great, great, great little rebuild that they have, and I think they can go into the West next year, into the future years ahead of them, and contend for a bit. Again, the West is getting a bit top heavy, so I'm very much interested to see if they can go in and um, take a spot for maybe the Lakers or even uh, the Suns maybe next year going in there.
Yeah,
So it'd be really interesting. I'm just very excited for this team, especially with Keyshawn George and how he's been playing.
Keontae.
He's great. Yeah, I can't.
Valid. They're
Yeah,
both K George.
it's
It's very valid.
yeah. It's just K George. It's hard. It's man.
Yeah, I want to give it a B minus. It's a good trade, but I just think it's a little bit of a weird fit. You don't have three 7-foot guys in your starting lineup. I just think that's a weird fit. Laurie can obviously play the three because he can shoot, kind of like a Kevin Durant build where he's this tall guy who can shoot and handle a little bit. I just
Yeah.
think it's a weird fit. I also think that was a lot of picks for Jared Jackson Jr., a guy who's been, you know, healthy and not, but hasn't shown he's still a great defender. But I just think three first rounders was a lot for him. I think they could have got him for two, or there was maybe a better guy they could have got for those picks. But then again, you're bringing in a guy, he's going to help, he's going to make their defense even stronger down low. Him and Walker Kessler is going to be a crazy combo at defense. And for the Grizzlies, I have to give them like a same thing, like a B minus. This just means now
Mhm.
you're going to go into full rebuild. You got three first. You have a ton of picks now going from Bane to this. You have like what, seven first round picks coming up in the next 5 to 10 years. So you have a lot of potential to build, but I think now you got to focus on trading Ja. And then once that happens and you get the full recap, I think this trade will age better for the Grizzlies because of how good the West is and how much the Grizzlies need to rebuild. But I'd say about a B
Mhm.
minus for both teams if I had to say.
I'm gonna give it a C plus for the Jazz. I'm not entirely bought in on this trade. Um, for a few reasons. One, I don't really understand the idea of the big three. Like Laurie's 28, he's gonna be 30 in 2 years. Jaren's 26, which is fine. Walker Kessler, you got offered the same deal that the Pacers did for Zubac for Kessler. They offered them two first round picks. For a
I would
guy
have
who's
said
gonna be
yes.
who's a guy who's going to be a restricted free agent this offseason, who doesn't really fit with your core. I mean, Laurie plays small forward on the Cavs. He can play small forward, right? But he's not a quick small forward. And this league, the league is kind of moving away from small forwards who aren't quick.
Uh, are we forgetting about Ace Bailey right now? We're
Yeah,
forgetting about
and
Ace
you have Ace
Bailey,
Bailey, who
and
had
you're gonna have a lineup where potentially you're gonna have Keontae George, Ace Bailey,
That's a big
Laurie,
lineup.
Jaren, and I don't know if they're gonna start Walker, right? Do you think they? Yeah,
that's
they probably started. That's a
100
massive
million
lineup.
off the
That's a
bench.
huge lineup. That is
Yes,
with an NBA that is now
yes.
so super fast and high paced, but not a lot with defenses
Maybe
being at the
you're
all time
signing and
low.
trading Kessler this offseason, but if so, why wouldn't you take the Pacers deal?
Exactly.
So they didn't really give up much in terms of picks. I won't read back into that. They gave up the Lakers 2027 pick. They have Luca. They're not going to be bad. That's not going to be a bad pick.
Yeah.
They gave up the most favorable of the Cavs, Timberwolves, and their own pick in 2027, which I guess the Jazz pick could be pretty good. And the biggest pick they gave up is the Suns 2031 pick. That seems like way after Booker. We don't know where the Suns will make it.
Yes,
That could be
yes,
a big
yeah.
pick. So that's why I think Memphis did a pretty good job here. I mean, Walter Clayton, he was amazing in college. He hasn't really gotten time to develop this year. I think he could be very good. Taylor Hendricks, too. Niang got cut, and I think Kyle Anderson's probably going to get cut as well. But you got cleared some roster spots for young guys. You got rid of a guy who's not part of your future plans. You sold him at his highest value at 26. You didn't wait. I'm gonna
Mhm.
give this a B plus for the Grizzlies and just like yeah, a C for the Jazz.
Yeah, like I said, I think it'll age better over time, but I want to see what they get for Ja first. And then I think the trade will look a lot better because I don't think there is going to be a lot of trade value for Ja
Yeah.
with how teams are reacting to him. So I think over time, this for me would go up to a B plus, maybe an A minus, considering they did get three first for a guy who is 26 in his prime, but still obviously has been hurt in and out of lineups and has not shown the same presence he once did. But I think for now, I'm going to settle out and give it a B minus.
All right. Next, this hurts my heart to
Go
announce.
ahead, go ahead, buddy. You can take this one.
Yeah, I'll take this one first. This is gonna hurt my heart to even talk about. You guys know I rep Cavs everything, and I have them on right now just because it's probably the last time I ever get to wear this thing. Man, they hurt my heart on Tuesday night when they did this. The Cavs traded Darius Garland and a second round pick, I think like 2028 or something, for James Harden. And you guys know in the group chat, I was like hysterical in a bad way when we made this
You were
trade. I went
distraught.
through literally every stage of grief. And we're at acceptance, but we're not at a bad acceptance. We're not at a reluctant acceptance, honestly. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. And I think it's going to be a B, maybe a B minus, just a B or just a B flat for the Cavs. It's not a C. You got better. You can't call a trade a C when a team got clearly better. And you can't call a trade an A when it could backfire in your face bad. So I think a B is just fair. Um, Listen, it wasn't going to work with Garland and Mitchell. I think people said it as soon as we got Mitchell. You said Kendrick Perkins. You had the dumb media heads making their claim. And it was not that it couldn't work basketball wise. I think that's where people were wrong. It could work basketball wise. We won 64 games last year. Garland couldn't stay on the floor. Garland could not stay on the floor. We played in 19 playoff games since we got both of them. Garland's played in seven of them. And even when he's on the floor in the playoffs, he hasn't played the best basketball. He's not as bad as a playoff player as people would say. People forget in that Knicks series, Garland was our best player. Mitchell played the worst series of his life, and Garland was our best player by far. Um, but he's one of the worst defenders in the NBA. He's just not good. And teams go right at him. And he's got a hurt toe. He hurt his eye 2 years ago. He hurt his back 2 years ago. He's 26 with a broken body, with a Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid hybrid-esque body. He's 26 with that body, man. And do I think he'll be healthy? Yes, I think you'll give him a year, and I think he'll be back to All-Star form. But the Cavs can't wait. They can't wait a year. They can't wait a year because Donovan Mitchell's extension is coming up. And Kobe Altman and Dan Gilbert poured in. We're the only team above the second apron. We've poured in $1 billion damn near to this team to compete. We can't give that up. We cannot for a guy with a bunch of ailments. So they went in 6 weeks ago. James Harden's reps contacted the Cavs. They said, "Hey, I think this would be good." They thought about it for 6 long weeks. They had contacted Mitchell, and they said, "This is the trade we're gonna make." And I think you do that. You do your due diligence on the trade. You work hard on it. You research it like that. I'm okay with it. James Harden, he's 36, still averaging 25 points and 8 assists. I've seen people on Twitter talking about, "Oh my God, they're gonna fight over the ball." James Harden's third in the league in assists. He's a pass first player. You don't. Nobody's fighting over the ball. Um, I do worry about Harden's play style. He does have the ball a lot. He does fish for fouls a lot. He's not shooting efficiently this year. He's like 38% from three. He's like 41% from the field. It's not great, but we don't need that Harden. We don't need 2018 50 a game Harden. I just need 20 and 10. Give me some good lobs for Evan Mobley and stay on the floor for 82 games in the playoffs. And that makes us the best team in the East. That gives us that push, in my opinion. That gives us that push. You know, Jalen Tyson has made a big leap. We got Dennis Schroeder off the bench and Keon Ellis. We got better defensively. We got a better backup point guard. I had to watch Lonzo Ball as our backup point guard for 4 months, bro. And we finally got rid of one of the worst players in the NBA. This team got better, man. This team got better. I do worry about the future because Harden's 36. And he's got like 2 to 3 years left. Let's be real. He's got one more extension, and then it'll be it. But listen, who cares about the future? Who knows where we'll be in 2 years? Who knows where we'll be in 3 years? Who knows what is gonna happen? When you have a roster that is championship level, you need to go all in. You need to go for it like the Knicks did when they traded Randall for Towns. That was a risk, and it made them better. And like the like every team has to do it. And this is us. This is our Warriors adding Kevin Durant. This is our all-in move for to finally win a championship. And we'll see if it works or if it doesn't. But basketball-wise, it should work. I think the Cavs are a better team. They've been 9-2 since the 22 and 19 start. They're playing good basketball. They have guys that can defend. They have the best, one of a top five defensive player in basketball. They have two top 15 offensive players in basketball. They have a great wing in Jalen Tyson. They have a dominant center. They have a decent bench with Shooter, Ellis, Merrill, and Wade. And if Max Strus comes back, this is the Cavs all-in move. And it's only going to be an A if they win a championship. So that's what it has to be.
I, I'm still giving it an A- for the Cavs. And I know you're not gonna like that, but this makes them better. Here's the reality. You know Donovan Mitchell is not happy with the organization. You know he's probably gonna want out when his contract is up. So you have to go all in while you still can. And you honestly, you knew you were never going to win with Garland. You knew that was never going to happen. He was not good enough to lead them to a championship. You knew that. You've seen it in the playoffs. They haven't gotten it done. Look, Mets fan, huge Mets fan, more than you guys probably ever know. The Mets just had a core for 6 years, and they didn't win anything. And they got a fluke NLCS run, and that was it. They had no success. You know what they did? They blew it all up. And that's what you have to do. If you realize the core isn't working, sometimes you just got to reset. And bringing in Harden for this team is really, really good. For the Clippers, I'm going to give it like a B- because you get a young point guard in Garland. They now have a young roster with Kawhi around them. And if Kawhi does choose to stay, I think they got actually a really nice lineup, especially now they just traded Zubac. They're going to have a really young lineup that's going to grow and develop with if Kawhi stays a veteran. But again, for the Cavs, this trade makes them better. I know you were completely distraught when it happened, Mikai, but you know Mitchell's going to leave. So this leaves you about a, what, 2 to 3 year championship window. You have to go all in while you still can, especially in a year where the East is completely trash. Because now next year the Pacers are going to have Zubac and Halliburton back. The Celtics are going to have Jason Tatum back. The Sixers are still going to be good. The Knicks are
This is our
still going to be
year.
good. Like
This is our
you
year.
have to go all
It
in
has to
now
be.
while you still can. And this is an A- for me for them.
Preston?
I agree. This is around an A-minus. That's because James Harden is one of my favorite players. If anybody's closest to Luca and his play style, it's James. And in my opinion, coming into the league, Luca was most likely that James Harden clone. And people forget how much of a great passer he was at Houston. And in Philly, he was having a historic season with Joel. And then we decided to ruin that. And
Maury.
I have a hard time. I have a hard
Daryl
time
Morey is
looking at the Cavs and looking at the East because the East, I hate to say it, but they're going to become far better than the West come the
This
next
is
few years
good.
if if we start seeing Darren Peterson or AJ DeBosta or Cam Boozer get into the East, then I'm very interested to see how that goes. That's, you know, East finally has their Wemby or Cooper flag right there. And the Cavs kind of just it's a disappointing team in my opinion. James puts them at a position where you can get them to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you should be competing for that, especially with Detroit being currently the best team in the East. I still think they're great, and I still think they can get it far. I don't know how well they're going to do as such a young team, but the Cavs have it. I like Evan Mobley. I like Mitchell. I like Harden a lot. I like their bench. I mean, Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder. That's a great little come they got in for DeAndre Hunter. I, DeAndre Hunter getting off of your squad,
Oh my God,
that's
you got the two
automatically
worst
a
players off
just
the
an A
team
plus right
in
there.
one weekend.
And
Like, amazing.
and I believe Cleveland just realized too late that this has to be their window. And now with Donovan Mitchell most likely going to, one out next year, uh, I I have a hard time seeing after this that Cleveland may have to just start over again. But
Yeah, this is the
um,
last 2 or 3 years.
yeah,
I think,
hopefully LeBron. Yeah, hopefully LeBron comes.
and yeah,
So
that's I'm just about to mention
hopefully
that.
LeBron
They're
comes.
going all in for LeBron next year. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if it'll happen. Personally, I think LeBron's retiring. He doesn't seem like a guy. He might be just like, I think he's clip farming because he's every game he's like, oh, this is my last time in this city. This is my last time in this city. And I love LeBron more than anything, but like, bro, you can still play. We all know you can still play. You got like 3 more years left in you, talent wise. So they're gonna try to sign LeBron, which is gonna
He's not done. He wants a retirement tour. You know LeBron and his ego.
he wants
He
a
He
wants
retirement
deserves
tour
a
in
retirement tour.
Cleveland,
he
He
bro.
does.
deserves a
I'm not
retirement
saying that.
tour.
He does, but he wants the glory. He wants a retirement tour. And
Yeah,
you
I
know he's not
know
gonna go out
LeBron.
with
We
that.
know LeBron loves attention. Like,
Exactly.
he wants that retirement tour. But anyway,
Exactly.
I think the Cavs and Knicks, they got Jose Alvarado. We're not really talking about that, but that's freaking Jose Alvarado. I didn't even know where he was from, but he looks like he's from New York. I type in he's from Brooklyn. Of
Uh
course.
No, he's a New
The
Yorker.
Pelicans just waived Dalen Terry, by the way. So we traded 2 second round picks for him.
Interesting.
I mean, the Knicks, they are my biggest threat. Honestly, I'm not scared of the Pistons. I watched JB Bickerstaff coach my team for 5 years. He's not going anywhere. Um, and I'm not scared of the Celtics unless Tatum comes back. If Tatum comes back, I'd pick them to win the championship. Um, but the Knicks and Cavs, they're in a collision course. That's what started this Cavs disappointing Cavs playoff chokers narrative is us failing to the Knicks. The way we have to get over it is beating the Knicks. I think that's the conference finals. Honestly, set barring injury, that will be the conference finals. And I think I would pick the Cavs to win this year and go to the finals. But we'll have that debate when the time comes. And I just have my rant losing my goat. So, Preston, it's time for yours. The Sixers traded Jared McCain for the Rockets' first round pick and the Thunder 2 seconds in the future.
I've been watching the Philadelphia 76ers since I was 9 or 10 years old. There was a point where I watched all 82 games in a season. And, that was a process Sixers. So, uh, one of my first players I've ever seen is Tony Broughton.
Oh my God,
I
Tony.
was one of the first players I've ever remembered. I remember playing 2K14 and all I'd hear is Nerlens Noel. And but I despise this organization. I hate this team so much. I hate this team. Every day, they're the bane of my existence. And I still enjoy watching them. I despise this team like so badly. And but they hold such a special place in my heart because they are my team. Much as I like the Eagles, I take the Sixers every day over them. And I look at this roster, and all I can do is feel bad. All I can do is just feel bad for every person on that team because Joel literally told them, "Hey, we have a roster this year, so we shouldn't duck the tax." You know, Josh Harris, you're a billionaire.
Billionaire who was doing some heinous activity.
Billionaire
A
is about to have to sell the
billionaire. You
team.
can go over the tax just a bit. You're a billionaire. Just a
But
little bit. Why are you just a penny
you're
pincher?
going to
Like, come on,
jail.
you can
Why are
go over
you
the
penny
tax a little
pinching right
bit.
now?
You're going like, what's the point? What's the point? And then you have Daryl Morey, who's incompetent at this point. I don't even know what's wrong with him. And you trade
Daryl
Jared
Morey is a
McKay. Like, what's
liar.
the point? Daryl Morey's a liar. Then he's gonna have the interview. It's like, well, Jared's gonna have an excellent career. We knew he was a great player, but we have, you know,
And he's like,
processes in the
we had to
making.
sell him
What
high.
processes? Processes in making. Like, first off, I enjoyed the Ben Simmons trade. Right? Harden was a great player for us. And then Morey ruined it. And then we got told that Harden's like, I will never play for Daryl Morey again. And then we let Harden go, right? Because that's the summer where Paul George is there, right? We're like, oh my God, we're gonna go in for Paul George, right? You have
Got him.
Paul George right there. We give Max here a max contract. You have two max players. We're gonna go get our third. You pick Paul George, and Paul is my favorite. He's arguably outside of maybe Harden and Embiid and Maxey. He's my favorite player. One of the best players to watch. He's so smooth, but he is such a disappointment. And I feel bad for his mental health. But oh my God, 25 games, you're done. Like for the season,
Yeah,
for the
basically.
season, you're done. Then you're gonna come back and you might get hurt because you're old. And now I'm relying on Joel, who's also playing amazingly. But how am I supposed to trust him with the way that his knees are? He doesn't have knees.
Yeah,
He does not have knees.
as
He can't walk. He can't walk. I thank his surgeon every single day, but like I just hope that nothing bad happens. I knock on wood, I just hope nothing bad happens.
yeah,
Tyrese is having a bit of a slump, and that hurts because he's playing at an all NBA level. But now it's like thankfully Joel can come in a bit, right? And over the past month, the team's getting close. The team's meshing. We're arguably one of the best teams in the league.
yeah.
Like
Fine.
honestly, we're top 10. We're top 10 for a bit. And then it's like, okay,
Uh-huh.
we go into the deadline, back into the deadline, right? And we're gonna build this team up so we can make a push. Because Embiid is back playing like he's in his prime.
Hey,
Maxi's over here in his prime. VJ is an excellent role player as a rookie. He can arguably just go in and get you like 15, 5, and 8 every other night. Then you have Kelly Oubre, who's a great role player. You have Adam Bona, who's just been playing well. You have Grimes. Yeah, he's been shooting horribly, but he's also a great defender. Jared was getting back into his groove. He was getting back into his groove, and you trade him. And the problem was, hey, I didn't mind them trading him. I knew it was going to happen at some point. Trading him was going to happen. But to the Thunder,
the guard, they
no,
developed.
no. The problem is you trade him not only to the Thunder, but you trade him to Sam Presti. Sam Presti is the demon of draft picks. All he wants is your draft picks, and you trade him. You trade him one of the most promising young talents in the NBA. He can arguably just go in maybe 2 years from now, be six man of the year. Six man of the year. Just right there. He could probably just be a starting shooting guard for the team. Like, I don't know what to do anymore because of how bad this organization is. Like, I'm still trying to get over it because I like the picks. We're getting a first this year. That takes over that OKC pick that they're gonna get, which is horrifying. Um, and then get three second rounders. Howie's a guy that's you know a big trader. I'll go out and make a trade. No, I don't really care. I'll get my superstar. But what was that? What was that? I don't even know how to convey the amount. I was in a lecture in a 500-person lecture hall here at school, and automatically I see Jarrett McKean traded. I was like, oh, and then I see to the Thunder. And when I tell you, I was like, in the lecture hall with people around me, and I'm just like, and I'm sitting there on the phone, just like looking. I was like, this can't be real. It can't be real. It can't be real. And you just trade him. You had such a likable team. such a likable. You have three of the most likable players in the league, and Maxey, Edgecombe, and McCain. And we lose one, and now our oh my God! And you expect people to come here in free agency? You expect people to come here in free agency? Our fans suck. Our media sucks. Our media is horrendous.
That sucks.
Horrendous.
That sucks.
Horrendous. Like I can't begin to tell you how bad our media is. And I want a just 1 year. 1 year. This was my year. I wanted 1 year without drama, and you do this, Daryl. You
Zero.
do this. You do this, Josh Harris. You deserve to be in jail. Get off that Epstein list. You deserve to be in jail. You deserve to be in jail. Half the front office deserves to be in jail for what they just did. You ruined our future. They're ruining us. They're ruining our future. They're ruining my mental health every day, every single day. At this point, I could just sit here and not watch a game and just hope that they win and hope that Embiid plays at least 25, 30 minutes and gets us 40. But hey, he's 33. Well, he's 31, about to turn 32. I hope that he stays okay. I don't he looks like he has a few years left in him, thankfully, with that jump shot going in. But we're ruining him. Hey, if I'm Embiid, I want to get out. I want you to retire 60, but I want you gone so we can like get you a ring. He's
Hey,
like
hey,
my
right.
favorite of all. We need him to get a ring. He deserves a ring.
He
Out
does.
of every player in the NBA, he deserves a ring.
He don't deserve
He's put
nothing.
his heart on his
Well,
line for the team.
not out of
This
every
on the
player.
I
He don't
can't.
deserve a
I
ring.
can't. I can't.
So he has not
And
played.
and
Give me
He shot
one.
he shot 3 for 15 in an elimination game.
Yeah, give me
He's not
one.
the most deserving. He deserves one.
okay.
Give me
Okay,
one
outside of
iconic
Harden,
Embiid playoff performance, and then he deserves a ring.
James Harden and Paul George
Knicks,
are
the
ahead of him.
Knicks games. One of the Knicks games. But in those Nets games, he was crazy against the
No, he
Nets.
was good in it.
And then the
The
Wizards. It
Nets.
was
It
the
was the Nets
Wizards.
post Katie, Kyrie, and Harden.
Yeah. No, that was before the KD and Harden. That was the best Nets team. That was
Oh,
D'Angelo,
I don't.
Mikai.
My
Oh,
fault.
yeah, that was those goats right there. I missed them.
D'Angelo Russell.
Um, yeah, Oh my God. But I I I understand. Like being a Giants fan as a Mets fan, that must be depressing. But the amount of pain that this team is giving me,
Great to say.
as like I cannot describe. Yeah, the Cavs were bad for many years, but you have LeBron. You have LeBron,
You have Embiid.
right? We had the baby LeBron, and he sucks. He's on a boat somewhere fishing, just like doing anything. You're 6'10". You're a 6'10" point forward. You do nothing. I hate Daryl Morey. I hate Josh Harris. I hate this team. And at the same time, I can never, ever let them leave me. They're my favorite team of all time. But each and every day, I wonder, is this the day where we finally just sell the team? Just sell the team. We just finally sell the team. And Josh Harris is like, okay, I get to just sit here and fixate my mind on the Commanders and just leave. The Sixers alone, we suck as an organization and as a franchise. We can be so much better if you just leave. Just leave us alone and go to Washington. Just go to Washington. Nobody cares. Go where Trump is. He'll enjoy you so much. Go over there. I don't want you on my roster. I don't want you as my franchise. I don't want you
Oh,
anywhere near us. Daryl, get out.
my
Just get
God.
out. I don't care about you, Daryl. Then we have Nick Nurse. Don't get me started about Nick Nurse, but
He's a good coach.
All right, all
I'll
right, all
stay
right,
He's
away
a
from
good
Nick
coach.
Nurse. But
Preston, you
really,
gotta wrap
really,
this
I
up,
have to
bro.
conclude. I have to conclude
bro.
because I'm gonna get like I
He'll take the rest of the episode.
the Sixers are my favorite team of all time, but they've hurt me, and I'm ready to get hurt again.
It's
If
right
they
that
win a
Michael
ring,
Scott
I'm
meme.
crying.
It's right that Michael Scott
Yeah,
meme put Preston's
Hmm.
face over it. Michael Scott.
yeah. But I'll let you guys talk now. That was a
Dominic, you
very
got anything to say
emotional
about the game?
Look,
rampage right there. That
I'll
was.
keep it short.
uh,
This trade is a C minus for the Sixers. It really does not provide much of value for them. That Houston pick is going to be a late pick. You know it's going to be. This is a great draft class, so this is a very valuable pick. It is a very deep class as well. This also means that you are re-signing Grimes, so it does help that situation out. And no, you're going to get Grimes back. You guys just had too many guards, but this also means that to me, stick around picks mean absolutely what?
No, no, did not have too many guards. We need guards. That's the point. You take away one of our best guards. We need a shooting guard and
He's averaging
forward.
like four
We did
points.
this.
One of your
We
best
did
guys.
this. We did this. You want to know why we did this? We did this to sign Dominic Barlow.
Harlow's playing
That's the
good.
and he's great. He's great. He deserves his money. That's the reason we did it. That's it.
Look, I
Also,
Look,
this grade
also,
is a D. It's a
Preston,
D. It's a D trade. It's a D trade. It's a
Preston,
D trade.
Preston. This also
I
just
can't. I
funded
can't.
this also funded the Commanders to sign another cornerback.
yes, sir. We got under that luxury tax.
Bro, man.
Now
I,
we
I'm
We're
not. I
under the
mean,
tax.
for
Stuck in the
OK,
tax,
for
bro.
OKC, I'm giving it an A minus because they have so many picks. You traded a late pick for when you have so many coming up for a very underdeveloped guard who had flashes of like a
Mhm.
20 points per game scorer last year. He's going to thrive in that OKC system. He might actually start now with Shea getting me out. So after the break, but I have to give this like an A minus for OKC.
I'm a lot higher on this than you, Preston. I give it a B plus. Reason being, um,
Mhm.
once when you get a young player, you either have to pay him or trade him. And after Edgecombe took that leap, there was not really a space for McKay on the Sixers. Small guard doesn't play a lot of defense. Same kind of archetype as
Mhm.
Maxi. It wasn't gonna work. We know
Mhm.
how two small guards can't work. As a Cavs fan, I've seen that. So it's better to move away from that as soon as possible. You get a pick that's gonna be like 20 to 22 in a good draft. Um,
Mhm.
you can use that to address the need, and that player's gonna be younger and fit more with the timeline of Maxi and Edgecombe. Um, for the
Mhm.
Thunder, for the season, I give it like a B plus. For the Thunder, I give it like an A. The one thing this does to me, I don't think the Thunder. I don't Nikola Topic. He has cancer. I don't think the Thunder plan on bringing him back because
Which is horrific.
you add
So,
another young guard. I don't know if he can come back.
Yeah, that's the reality.
It sucks because I think he's a very good
I
player.
saw him working out. I saw him working out though.
Yeah.
I think if he does come back, they might move him because I don't really see a role for him with Shea, him, AJ Mitchell,
It's not even
uh,
an insult to him. They just have so much talent.
Wallace, and they really can't wait on him also because they got a ring to win, and so those picks don't
Mhm.
matter for OKC. That pick, first round pick, isn't even going to play. Um, so I think it's fine for both teams. Morey said he was trying to use the picks to get another primetime player, but a trade never materialized.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a mess, dude. That's a mess.
Yeah.
Embiid is back playing
Yeah.
at an All NBA level, and I got like
Yeah.
2 seconds left. Max is playing at an All NBA level. You get somebody. I don't care if you ship a second to the Kings to get Zach LaVine and it doesn't work. Do something. You gotta add something to this team. You're winning games. Do something, even if it's like a Kevin Herter. How do you add nothing? That's abysmal. But that's not necessarily on the McCain deal. That's on the Sixers in general, and
That's when my yep. Yep. Yep.
that's
Yep.
that's abysmal.
Yep.
And
All right, I'm cutting it. You do absolutely nothing. As a team who needs guards and needs to compete in the West, which is very, very difficult right now, you did nothing. You literally did nothing. You made no moves to make your team better. And the West is stacked. If you needed a point guard that bad, you should have got it. Kobe White was right there. Well, let me pull up what they traded for Kobe White. Hold on. Miss Mikai, do you have it right there?
what they traded for Kobe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
So
like it was a player that's not playing. And it was mainly just second round picks.
Hold on. I got it right here. Hold on.
it was Usman Dieng, Colin Sexton, second round pick. Oh, and they got Icon.
They traded 3 seconds, Sexton and Mike Conley's back with the Wolves
They moved
now.
the
That
to the
that
Bucks.
Conley's
Oh,
back with the
good,
Wolves
good, good,
now.
good, good. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
you
Yeah,
did
that's great.
just Sexton,
nothing.
basically just Sexton for.
What are you doing? How do you have Kevin Durant? You're trying to compete now. You're trying to win now. You need a guard. There's a plethora of guards. They could have got Alvarado for all I cared for 2 second round picks. They did absolutely nothing. In my opinion, I don't want to talk about the other teams. Actually, I do want to talk about the Hornets real quick because they now won 8 in a row. They actually just leapfrogged the Bulls for the final play-in spot.
Yeah. Back. Hornets
The
fast come
Hornets
back.
are on a heater. The Hornets are looking
You
nice
know
with
who the
Khan.
Hornets losses to?
All right, bro. A young plethora team down in Charlotte. The Hornets are building a nice team for the future. But anyways, the Rockets are the ultimate losers. And I don't want to talk about
Bad.
the other teams because the main takeaway I'm taking from all the Bulls transactions is the Rockets have absolutely sold and closed their window this year to win a championship. This year, not next year, but this year.
Preston?
Preston, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I have to go back to the Rockets.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. Like
Like, what are you doing?
it's you have Kevin Durant, and I truly believe that KD is not going to do anything. Fred VanVleet is hurt. This team is a mess. Jabari
I
Smith, I
agree.
don't know. Um, Amen is great. He's an excellent player. He's an excellent basketball player. He's not going to put you over anything.
Yeah.
Not at all. He's a great basketball player. He's the most athletic guy in the NBA.
Hold
But
on, let me
that's not
quickly pull the
moving me.
Rockets stats.
It's not moving me at all. And I truly believe like this was the Rockets' window.
I agree.
KD is not going to be here for longer. He's not going to be here for much longer.
It doesn't seem so.
Um, and I'm looking at Charlotte. Oh my God, it kind of makes me mad because that's a well-run team. That is a well-run team. That's a well-run team, man.
It's a
Um,
good team.
Con Canupo literally changed the franchise. He's changed that
Bro.
franchise, man. Literally changed
Um,
that franchise.
Khan could have 50, 40,
Literally
90 as a
changed it.
rookie, and he might still not
He's
win Rookie of the Year.
excellent.
top two shooter in the
No,
league.
he's Khan is the great. He will be the greatest shooter. He has potential to be one of the greatest in NBA history. Yeah,
He could finish with a 50, 40, 90 and not win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
You know how insane that
Cooper's
is?
Cooper.
I know, but
Cooper's
still,
Cooper.
it's insane.
Yeah. So these trades, Celtics, I'll start with Vucevic. I'm upset. I'm upset. The Celtics, they get rid of Robert Williams a few years ago. Then they get rid of Horford and they got rid of, I feel like they had another center, but I can't get the name right now.
Luka
Um,
Garza's still there.
yeah, Garza's are starting right now. You
He's a
flip Luka Garza, who's like, and now you get Vucevic. He shoots 40% from three as a center. He always kills the Cavs. They now have a center to match up with the best centers in the East that can match up with Towns, that can match up. I mean, obviously he's not Towns, but he's better than Jared Allen. He plays better. Like he kills us every time we play him. Um, can match up with Jalen Duren. They just always make the right move, bro.
They
The
do.
Celtics, they're so annoying. Bro, I hate the Celtics. They're so freaking annoying. You're gonna have Tatum come back. 1 through 5, they can all shoot 40% from three. What's going on, bro? While Missoula is probably the best defensive coach in basketball, one of the best defensive coaches in the last 20 years. They have a great defense every year. I'm just A+ for the Celtics. I mean, Simon's just good, and I think that's the best move the Bulls made. The other ones, you traded El Desumio for Rob Dillingham, who he can't play. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
don't know. I don't hate that. If you're still buying the
Stop.
potential of
He's the
Rob,
GOAT. He's the GOAT.
He
if you're
cannot.
He's the
still,
We
GOAT.
are living off
He is the GOAT.
This is like
He
Amani
should
Bates.
have.
We are living
you're
off
also,
TikTok highlights. He cannot play basketball.
you are also putting him into an intense scenario where he got drafted to the team who finished in the
He
Western
wasn't
Conference
even that good in
Final.
college. He should have went another year. He did not
He
play.
should have stayed in college. He
He
should
should
have
have.
stayed in
I don't know why
college.
he went to the league. He wasn't good. How can you not succeed at Kentucky? Everybody succeeds at Kentucky.
And
Point
Kentucky
guard
makes guards.
at
It's a
Kentucky.
Kentucky guards. Yes.
He makes point. If you can't succeed in the NBA as a Kentucky point guard, you cannot play, bro. But hopefully it works out in Chicago. What Chicago did do, the best move they made was Jaden Ivey. He came back from
I agree.
26. Jaden Ivey can play, bro. Jaden Ivey is a good basketball player. You get a lot of these young guards. I think they probably should have removed Sexton. I didn't like that they kept him because they still have a lot of point guards. I think they probably should have moved the Okoro because a lot of teams could use a wing like Isaac Okoro. I think they still have a little too many guards on their roster. Um, Trey Jones, I would have moved Trey Jones. Like what? You don't really need him, but to get Simons, to have Simons, Giddy, um, and Ivy for the future, just young players that can just improve. You got a young backcourt, and I really like that. The Rockets, bro. What I don't get is you can't. There's no excuse because it's not like they don't have money. Fred VanVleet's like 32 and just tore his ACL. You can use that contract to literally get anybody in
Mhm.
the league. They could have sent that contract and a young player to the Clippers and got Harden back, and Harden wanted to come back to the Rockets. And it's not like, oh, he would be bad defensively. You have the best defensive guard in the league. You don't really need to get a point guard that can play defense. You just need any point guard, literally anything. You could have got Dennis Schroeder. The Kings are offering him for nothing. Like I don't get it. I think what the Rockets are gonna do is probably sign Lonzo Ball because Lonzo's available. I mean, no, it's not going to do anything. But a lot of teams are interested in Lonzo. I mean, I think he probably could. still give you something in the right system. I mean, he was the worst player in the NBA this year statistically, so I don't know. But I can't believe they didn't do anything. And you lost Steven Adams for the season. So now you're starting Clint Capella at center. You I've never seen a team lose two starters in a season and not try to do anything to get anything back when they're trying to win a championship. Tillman Fertitta, Udoka, GM, what are we doing? I think it's Rob Stone. I don't know. What are the Rockets doing?
I
Mm,
do want to also quickly comment. I think the Bulls also waited too long to trade Vooch. I think you could have
Yeah,
got more
Vooch
for
should
him.
have been out.
I think they
And
could have
Kobe.
got both of them, but I think Vooch, especially Simons, is a good pickup. But I think you could have easily got two first for Vooch at a point, especially from a team like the Warriors, who probably I think probably offered that at one point. It was just a household pair with Steph. Simons in a couple seconds is a good return, but I think you could have got multiple first and a young player when you traded Vooch after his All Star season. But that's the last step talking about the Bulls because yeah,
But at least they're finally blowing it up. I'm
yes,
glad they.
that's true too.
mm,
Which
yeah.
they were stuck in playing perennial forever. This team, this constant thing of the Heat, Raptors, or the Heat and the Bulls all being in the
Eagles,
play-in
Hawks,
together.
Eagles, Hawks.
Eagles,
They gotta
Hawks. There it
alliance.
is. They have an alliance. Well, now the Bulls are out of the alliance, and the Hornets might be in for the next couple of years.
Speaking of the alliance, before we touch on next trade, the Heat. What? Pat
Oh yeah,
Riley
that
should be
too.
fired. I think Pat Riley is the worst GM in sports that people actually still think he's good. Every slander
Mhm.
that people give to Jerry Jones needs to go to Pat Riley. Jerry Jones at least brings in stars. He brought in George Pickens. He tries to win. Pat Riley does nothing. Pat Riley does nothing, bro. If they didn't get lucky drafting Hero and Bam Adebayo after they got rid of Wade, if they let Wade go to the Bulls for nothing, this team would be in peril. They're only something because they have one of
Hold
the
on, I
best
gotta find
coaches.
something.
They have one of the best coaches to ever touch basketball in Eric Spoelstra. Why is Pat Riley still have a job? He's a bad GM. Every year he does nothing. He gets in Giannis rumors and he does nothing. He didn't make a single trade. How? I can't believe that.
They were asking for so much. They
I
were
even
trying.
if it, even if it wasn't Giannis, you have Norman Powell who's playing All Star. You have Hero who's in form. You have three
Mhm.
All Stars, and you're bad. What
Hold
is
on,
going on? I don't understand. They have to blow it up. It's time, bro. You got to two finals with Butler.
hold
As
on.
soon as Butler wanted out, the Heat needed to blow it up. It's over. It's over.
Mhm.
Trade Hero, trade Bam while he still
I
has
can't
value.
find it.
He's actively regressing. Bam's regressing. Hero's regressing. Your best player is Norman Powell, and he's 30. It's over. It's over, Miami. He made me so mad. How do you make not a single trade, bro? I
They
could
were
not.
they were trying to acquire a star without giving up Bam and Jaime.
Oh, Hawkins is still, bro. Trade
Why?
Hawkins for Ja. Like
That's what I saw. That's what
Just
I
get
just said.
Jaw. Just get
even
Jaw
Ja
at
would
this
be
point.
so much better. You got
They
Ja,
at
Hero,
they were
Norman.
asking the Grizzlies were asking for I think Jaime, Powell, and a first for Ja.
All
Okay,
no.
Powell, no. Powell,
I
no.
think
You think,
let me double check.
no.
I will
I
also
like
say
Kame, but he's like a 7 point per game player. Like you can flip him.
I will
I
also
don't
say we have Justin Herbert as if man. The Heat might be the if team.
15 every year.
The
Every year.
Heat are the if team, dude. Like I mean, it is absurd how many stars they are in for, and they do not end up with. Hold on, let me see if I can find the Giant Moran Heat
People get mad at
trade.
Pelinka for not doing anything. Pat Riley is 10 times. I can't believe Pat Riley gets no slander. He is the worst. He let Wade go to the Bulls for nothing. He ruined the relationship with Butler. He is
Pat Riley's Pat Riley.
he might be
Hold
the
on, let me
worst.
see
Riley's
if I can
Pat
find it.
Riley. No, he's a Lakers legend. Come on, he's Pat Riley.
When the Knicks had to let Phil
He's Pat
Jackson go,
Riley.
they had to do it. At some point, you got to let him go. Pat Riley got to go.
He's Pat Riley.
But
He's
anyway, speaking of teams
old
that
is he?
still are
I
holding
can't
on,
find it.
speaking of teams that got to go, the Golden State Warriors. They traded for Jonathan Kuminga in the probably their last chance to appease Curry. They traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to get Kristaps Porzingis.
D minus.
Both?
D minus. This just trade just doesn't. Porzingis never plays.
No.
You're trying to maximize Steph in those dying years, and you're giving him a center who barely plays. They never
Like
Kuminga should have been traded a while ago. They had so many better offers for Kuminga, and they kept turning it down because of his untapped potential. And then
they
he had none. He had no potential left. I watched a video earlier. When you guys are talking, I will try and pull up the trade that they were offered once for Kaminga. They have they had no leverage with Kaminga, and the best they could get was Porzingis, who, if he's healthy, this could be up to a B. But he's never healthy. You
Doesn't play.
traded for a center who's no. They have an infirmary over there in Golden State. They have a bunch of unks who are all going to go out sad together, and it sucks because you're wasting Curry's last prime years, and you know he's never going to leave. That's the reality because he's too loyal to Golden State. But they have an unction over there, dude. Like they have no. I don't see a world where they're even. They might not even make the playoff. They might be stuck in the play-in, and they might not make out of the play unless you have Steph, who can go nuclear for 45 points a game. Even still, I don't think Porzingis is good enough on defense. Maybe Draymond can still play at that level. I haven't really watched much Warriors this year, but I just don't think this was a good trade for the Warriors. I think you would have been better off with Kaminga.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Warriors are doing at all.
I'm gonna try and
It
find
makes
that
no
trade. Hold
sense.
on.
Even if they traded for Giannis, it'd be the same Milwaukee situation. It'd literally be the
Exactly,
same. It would
exactly.
be the same.
Because Steph would have been
Um,
gone after three
and
years, and Giannis would have been in hell anyway.
Yeah.
exactly. It's disappointing because Steph deserves so
He
much
don't
more. He's
deserve
so
nothing.
loyal.
He ruined the
He's
NBA. He
so
doesn't deserve
loyal.
anything.
Listen,
He should
Yeah,
listen,
miss the playoffs for
Steph,
the rest of his career.
shut
Steph,
up.
I don't
No,
care.
Steph
no,
deserves
you stop
no,
talking. Stop talking.
Steph deserves a lot
He
better.
doesn't deserve
But I
anything.
find it so weird. I find it so weird how the late how the Warriors, right? They trade for Kristaps Porzingis, the only guy that's more injury prone than Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid. This man has
That's
started.
funny,
He
bro.
started 12 games this
What does
year.
he
He
have?
started 12 games. He started 12 games. He's played 17. He started 12 games. Embiid at this point, how many games has he played? Let me see this. He's played 30 games. He's
Got
played
popped.
30 games.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors are the most confusing organization that's not the Sixers or the Heat.
In
And they're in that type of mindset where it's the good old days where they still have Draymond, they
Yep.
still have Curry, they still have Kerr. They're running on that, oh man, Warriors, back to back champions. Oh my gosh, we 2016,
They're the
2017,
Steelers of the
2018.
NBA.
Like nobody
they
cares
really
anymore.
are. It's a
You're
great
behind.
comparison.
You're behind. You're significantly behind everybody. You're in the dust. Like Curry's getting older. Draymond's retired. Jimmy's done.
Timmy just freaked.
Kuminga was just
Oh my
stagnant.
gosh, I forgot about Jimmy. They
Kuminga was
have an
just
unction, bro.
stagnant.
They weren't playing
Yes.
good with Jimmy. That's what messed them up. Because they could have still made this trade with Butler. And I think this would have been if they
Oh
had.
no, with Jimmy, this is a fantastic
This
trade.
is fantastic. The
But
Jimmy trade ruined everything. I think it ruined. I think it's the reason Curry probably may never even win a playoff series again. The Jimmy
Hmm.
trade, they traded Wiggins to bring in Butler. That was a great trade. And
that was a
Butler was
great
playing.
trade.
He was gonna be an all-star this year. He's playing so good. It's just really unfortunate. I can't say I feel bad for Curry. No, no. You ruined my life. He literally ruined my life when they
All right,
brought in
bro.
Kevin Durant.
Keep your bias outside.
All right,
I don't feel
man.
bad for
Keep
him.
your bias over
I
there.
do
Keep
not
your
care.
bias over
Keep your
there,
bias
man.
there.
Um,
The
You'd
reported.
be so if Curry was a Cav, you'd be so happy. You'd
no,
be
I don't
so
feel he
happy.
has four
You'd
rings. What are
cry.
we feeling bad for? He has four championships. I don't understand.
If he was a Cav, you'd feel so
The
happy.
report. The
You feel
report I
bad for
read.
LeBron? I don't feel bad for LeBron.
I don't.
I don't.
And
I hate LeBron, but he's the goat.
basketball,
He's the goat. So.
basketball wise.
The
Um,
report. No, hold on, Makai. Before you go, the report I read was in January of 24. There was a rumored swap between the for Pascal Siakam and for Kaminga and a package for Pascal Siakam with the
wow,
Warriors, and the Warriors turned
A
it down.
great trade. That's such a great
It was a win
trade.
now move, and the
Such a
Warriors turned it down because Kaminga had
who's
too
gonna
much
get better than
untapped
Pascal?
potential.
Yeah.
such a great trade.
I also quickly want to say, I think when Steph's done, I think Kerr's out the door too.
Kerr's probably gonna retire, like maybe move to a front office role or something. I don't.
He can't. Besides Steph, he really has just not
He's
developed
not
players.
that. He's been a fraud for years. I'm not gonna. He has
I agree.
no plays. It's just Steph. Please save me, bro.
I
He's
agree.
Just
kind of a
Steph, just shoot it. Just shoot it, Steph. Just, come on, Steph.
it got him four rings, so it definitely worked.
Curry's
Um,
just like, hey, Steph, just shoot it. Just shoot it. Just shoot it.
the Warriors, yeah, they are the Steelers of the NBA. The good old days. Let's just be mid and be fine with it. I don't really fault them for being in a situation because they tried. They tried to get Butler. They tried, and it was gonna work.
If
Honestly,
Butler's healthy, this is a great trade.
yeah. They were about to beat Minnesota last year. They made a playoff run last year, and then Curry got hurt. Curry never gets hurt in the playoffs, and then the one year that they might actually make a run again, I really felt bad, but I don't really feel bad. No, I don't. But
I was gonna say, you just said it on camera. You
they're
did not
probably gonna
feel
make the playoffs because they're the 8th seed. They have 28 and 24, and then the Clippers are the 9th seed at 23 and 27, and they just traded their whole team. And the Blazers are the 10 seed at 23 and 28, and they've lost six in a row. So they, I assume they're not gonna lose those playing games, and they'll go and get swept by the Thunder. So I give it a C for the Hawks. Eh, I mean. I don't. You get two older players. Kaminga hasn't really done anything, and he is also the same archetype of player as Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson. So I don't really understand it that much. But you got the best you could for a guy that has a like chronic illness and plays 10 games a season. So
the Hawks just love living in mid. Let's just accept
yeah,
it how it is.
both mid C C. What the Warriors should be doing though is at least try to plan for the era after Curry.
I agree.
At least try, right? They're not probably going to. They're probably going to try to trade Podziemski for Giannis. And if they don't get Giannis, they're probably going to try to trade him for another like player. It's
Embiid.
gonna end up, it's gonna end up being nothing though. Um,
I'm surprised it actually they didn't inquire to get him. I'm
I
surprised.
agree.
yeah,
Be-
I
I
could see
I would have thought they would have
Stephen
tried
Embiid
to.
is disgusting.
Yeah.
if Kawhi does end up wanting to be done, he could still play in his home state. I could see them trying to
Yeah.
make a move for that, but what they should be doing is
With
trying
what
to
players?
Podziemski. That's their only asset.
No, but you still have Jimmy. Where's Kawhi gonna play?
They probably have to move
Power
Jimmy Butler
forward?
too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you could have done that same trade for Jared McCain, right? Like you can try to plan for the era after Curry, because Curry's gonna call it quits in like 3 years. And what are you gonna be? The worst team in the league. You're gonna be awful. You have no young players. Your
Um,
only
I'd
promising
be
young
so
player,
happy for that. That'd be
your
so
only
great.
promising young player
That's
is
great.
Podziemski, and he scores like 11 points on 40% from the field, bro. He's just Cam Thomas with
And they all
light
hate
skin.
him. Every
He's not
Warriors fan
good.
hates Pods.
He's not good. You have
Mhm.
nothing on this team.
There's a
So
Twitter account called I'll tweet when Pod scores 30 points in a game. He hasn't tweeted since 2024.
the
Jesus,
next
bro.
the next
Hold
Curry,
on. Hold
the
on. Let
next.
me see. Keep going. You go to the next one. I want to find it.
So our final trade, I think one of the best moves at the deadline. I'll start with this one. The Pacers trade Benedict Mathurin. Let me look at this full trade again. I think they traded more.
Yeah, very
Mathurin,
true.
a first round pick with one of the weirdest protections I've ever seen.
Oh, that was a weird protection.
Yeah, it's protected 1 through 5, and also 6 through 10, I think, or one through 3 and
Yeah,
six
it's
through
very weird.
It's 1 through 4, and like it's some weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah. And if it doesn't convey, it becomes a 2031. So Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and they got Kobe Bryant and Zubac. I am scared. The Pacers are going to be right back this year. They lost Miles Turner, and we're like, okay, what are they going to do? They didn't sign a free agent. I'm like, okay, what are they going to do? And then they freaking get Zubac, bro. They get Zubac.
It's a
They trade
great
two first
trade.
round picks. But you're going to be a perennial playoff team if Halliburton's healthy. So does the first really matter? No, they don't. You traded Mathurin, who was going to be a free agent this offseason anyway, and I thought he was going to get traded last offseason because I didn't really see them bringing him back. And now you're starting to line up Halliburton, Neesmith, wherever you pick, Siakam, Zubac.
They could have with the bouncer.
You could still get the first pick because it's protected. Bro, I am so livid. People are like, "Oh, Zubac 2 first round picks." I think Zubac is one of the best centers in the NBA. I've always thought he was so underrated. He just gets 15 and 10 a night with ease. He catches lobs. He's one of the best defensive players. He's gaining like a post hook now. He's got like
He's
bag work.
nice.
He's
Zubac
got
is
bag work
nice.
now. He's gotten better every year. He's still in his 20s. He Every guard that can pass makes him better. Harden made him look like an all-star. What the heck is Halliburton gonna do? Who literally feeds his centers? He brought Miles Turner. He got Miles Turner $150 million. Halliburton deserves a statue,
Mhm.
bro. Um, I'm just so livid. I give it an A. And for the Clippers, it's not a bad trade. B. It's time to blow it up. It's weird that they blew it up now, considering they were the hottest team in the NBA. But James Harden said it ends here. Um,
They were the
and they
hottest
didn't
team in
want
the
to pay him.
NBA, and they were the 9 seed.
Yeah.
So they were, if they
Yeah.
were like a 5 seed, I get it, but they weren't getting it. But I found the Twitter account. Let me know if you guys can see it.
Oh man.
11, 25, 24.
Oh, that's
Podzinski's gravity. Not tweeting until Pod scores 30.
but now you got a nice backcourt for the future with Garland and Benedict Mathurin. I've always thought it's time for Benedict Mathurin to take a leap.
Mhm.
Garland still gets a backcourt with two bad defenders. He can never catch a break. And now no center for the future. I don't really know. Some people say Kawhi's got a suspension coming up. I don't really think that's gonna happen. If they wanted to, they would have done it by now. Kawhi seems like he's only gonna play like 2 to 3 more years, and he also wanted to come to the Clippers too. Like he wanted this to be his last destination, so I don't think he wants to get traded with the pressure that comes with winning a championship again. He's already a top 15 to 20 player ever, bro. He retired today. He's
Yeah.
still got a
Yeah,
legend.
actually, yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're just here, but you can keep Kawhi for vibes, I guess, and start building the next generation, which I think the Clippers are doing a good job of. So I give it a B for them and a A plus for the Pacers.
Go, Preston.
Yeah, so what's going to end up happening with the Clippers is yes, they're gonna have to blow it up. Kawhi has to get out. If anything, they have to get his contract out as
Yeah,
soon as
that's the
possible.
problem.
Um, and sadly, they don't have a lot of picks coming into the future. One of the big
Yeah.
reasons why the Sixers, one of the big reasons why the Sixers, I was adamant to see if they could try to get another superstar, try to get some type of super role player, was because of that future Clippers pick, that 2028 Clippers pick that's looking very enticing at the moment because of what we're seeing with this
Oh,
blow up
right. They
type of
do have that
period right
pick.
now. And I'm very interested to see how Benedict Mathurin does because he was he was a guy that I was like, yeah, he's Halliburton's number two, excellent number two, 1-2 type of player, and um, like everybody's, yeah, like you said, Mikai, Halliburton deserves a statue. He's that team's going to be ridiculous next year,
I'm so
and
excited.
I want to just look at this Clippers team and just say that they've had like so many windows the past like 15 years. You've had so many windows, so many windows.
PPs,
And
late.
this was really the one time. This was really like that time where it was like the West is kind of weak. The Warriors ain't there no more. I mean, OKC is getting better. Lakers are kind of crashing. I mean, well, you have the Nuggets, but uh, outside of Jokic, like I'm not really that scared anymore. But this was kind of your
This is
year.
about to
Like
be their year.
this
Like
was it.
the last chance.
You this was your last chance, and now Kawhi again. The suspension thing, I don't know. That's kind of like a weird rumor. But I this was it. So right now, you get rid of Kawhi as soon as possible. This offseason, get rid of him, get him out, get that contract situation out of the way, and then you can start preparing for the future and just tank. Um, this is a great next few years are great tanking years, some great tanking years. We'll see some great players coming in, especially this next draft class. Everybody keeps on talking about it. It's like the first 3 or 4 picks they could
Literally
easily
new
be top.
generation.
It's an insane class.
They could
That's
all
crazy.
they all literally could be the first overall pick, and I'd say maybe 7 of the last 10 drafts, like easily. Maybe outside of like Cooper, Wemby,
And
Yeah, I
Zion. Those
agree.
are the only four.
Zion, and like Ant. I
I
don't
don't
even
even
know about
see it.
Paolo, but like outside of those, like Darren Peterson, like that's a number 1 to pick talent. That's AJ Dembasta, number 1 pick talent. Cam Boozer, number 1 pick talent. Like that's just a whole little lineup
So
Caleb
we got
of
Wilson.
guys that can actually,
Caleb
yeah,
Wilson,
Caleb Wilson,
Kobe,
Caleb, yeah,
Arenas.
he's,
Arenas was like supposed to
I,
go top five in this draft a few years.
I get
yeah,
to watch Caleb Wilson cook
this
Syracuse in
is,
2 weeks.
yes, he did. He killed you guys.
I get to watch
He
him in
literally,
person in
yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah, that's
Like,
so
I'm gonna
cool.
see. Yeah,
That
I
is so
know.
cool.
I know. He's
But
gonna cook us again.
Caleb Wilson's so nice. I can't
I
even
know.
lie.
I agree.
But if we could have gotten, I adored VJ Edgecombe. Actually, I'm cool. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I really wanted a player in this draft. But um, yeah, if I'm any type of tank team this year, I'm like, yes, I'm happy.
Of course, you're not have
Um,
Clippers.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
I'll,
OKC might have, lottery picks, so that's great.
Yeah.
oh, that too. Yeah. To wrap up, the Pacers are just the Pacers. This was a phenomenal trade for the Pacers. Like it just was. I did see a rumor. It was a rumor, but the reason Harden wanted out was because of the Kawhi stuff, and that he thinks there's some maybe in-house stuff that a suspension may be coming. So while he still has value to get him out, because if Kawhi did get that suspension, James Harden would have no leverage. They would have no value because
Mhm.
they like every team would know that they need to trade James Harden. So the fact that they could get him out while they couldn't get Garland is a good move for them.
Yeah.
But this is a phenomenal trade. And it may look like an overpay, but like you said, Mick, these Pacers picks are going to be high. The Pacers are going to be Eastern Conference finals contenders for the next
Who are they
5 to 10 years if
competing with?
Halliburton healthy. These picks are going to be 20 or later. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. This is a great trade. You pair him next to Siakam, who is a power forward. You needed a true big after Turner left. And now you can just continue to
Mhm.
tank with you continue to tank. You can have Siakam and Zubac start to fit together, start to gel together, and you have to plug in Tyrese Halliburton, who was like the top assister in the league last year. This is a phenomenal fit. I'm giving this is the only A plus I'm giving because you give up 2 first round picks that are going to be super super late, and you got them, and this makes you an even more confirmed contender next year. This was a
Yeah.
phenomenal trade for them, and like we were talking about for the Clippers, it's a they now have a young core, and once they trade Kawhi, they'll know finally they're doing exactly what their California counterpart, the Warriors, aren't doing. They're preparing for after these vets leave. They have a nice young roster, and that's going to slowly build up over time. They're going to be good if you give them another 5 to 10 years. By the way, I think they're more like the Steelers of the West, of the Steelers of the NBA, because they've actually won nothing compared to the Steelers, or like the Steelers. The Warriors at least won stuff. The Steelers really haven't won anything for a while. But yeah, I will say because we're wrapping up this episode, the one move I wish I did see, I personally would have loved to see Triple J go to the Sixers because I was talking with Preston about this. The Sixers have so many scorers. They have so many scorers. They have guys who can get buckets. But you had a guy like Jaron who you could put at the four next to Embiid. That is insane defense down low. That is insane defense. You have a DPOI and a guy who probably could have won DPOI. Did he win DPOI? No, yes. And Embiid won DPOI.
There was many opportunities where he could, but he
So
didn't.
a consistent DPOI contender. That would have been
Yeah.
insane. I understand the asking price was probably high, but if you could have brought that in and had a lineup of Maxi, Grimes, Oubre, Triple J, and Embiid, that's a great lineup. Oh, VJ, my fault, VJ. That's a great
Mhm.
lineup, and that's great defense too. You would have had a solid defense for years to come, and also if Embiid did retire in the next couple of years, you could have had that security blanket of hey, we're getting rid. Embiid's gonna retire, but we already have this insane big who can block and get us boards when we need it. I think that would have been a perfect fit for Philly because it would have set them up for after. But that's my final take.
Yeah.
Oh, they definitely had the picks for that.
I
We
agree.
had the picks in the
Yeah.
we had the picks in the depth for that. But
I
I think
agree.
it's more of he's also a needed pick, really. I actually that would have been a great trade for us. We need offensive rebounding. But with Dominic Barlow, with how he's playing, I don't think they would have risked that at all. So
Could this be another
yeah,
Tobias Harris over
it's
me deal?
The reason the
oh
Sixers didn't
I'm
no,
kidding. I'm
no.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
we gotta extend Barlow.
I'm
We gotta
kidding.
sign
We gotta extend Barlow, that's the point.
we gotta
Gotta
extend
extend
Barlow.
Barlow.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Four Quarters Podcast. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.